Dr. Adib. We are from group 15. So in this video, we are going to explain about the code in our assignment. So first we start with define the LED structure. So for the structure named LED, we have two things, which is integer pin and integer state. And next we fill in the value inside the struct. So we define an array which called LEDs to manage the multiple LED, and we also declare some variable which called num LED is equal to 3, and the constant button pin equal to 2, and the pattern equal to 1. And then next we also declare the function prototypes in this of the LED patterns, and the sense status functions, and the prototype of the sense status function. And then next we move to the setup. So first we use the serial dot begin for 9600. This is used for to send the debugging informations to the serial monitor, and then the 9600 is the baud rate. And then next we set our button pin as our input, and we also use a for loop to set the each LED as our output. Like for I equal to 0, then I LED 0 is equal to will become our output. And then I plus I plus 1, then int I equal to 1, and then 1 LEDs 1 will become our output. We look to the loop function. So in this loop function, first we declare the button. The button if equal to the value which is read from the button pin input. So if our button is equal to low, so it will go inside, and then it will go to the second if. So if the pattern is lesser than or equal to 3, so if the condition is true, our pattern now it will equal to the pattern modulus 3 plus 1. So for example, if our pattern is 1, so the pattern 1 modulus to 3 is equal, if you have a remainder of 1, so 1 plus 1, our pattern will change to 2. And then if our pattern is 2 now, and then 2 modulus 3, we have a remainder of 2, and then the pattern 2 plus 1, the pattern now is 3. So if the pattern is bigger than 3, which is 4 or 5, so the condition is not true, so it will go to else. A pattern will equal to 1 again, so it will refresh again now. So then we have also a switch function, which is this switch is used to implement the LED patterns, which is we have the LED case 1 for pattern 1, case 2 for pattern 2, and case 3 for pattern 3. So in this each case, we call the pattern functions. Each pattern function, pattern 1 function, pattern 2 function, and pattern 3 functions, which will explain the functions working below this coding. So for example, if our pattern now is 2, so it will go to case 2, and then the pattern 2 function will be called and break. So the pattern 2 the LED it will run in pattern 2.
Then the following part, which is the function definition. The first function is called pattern 1, which require us to blink the LED sequentially and repeatedly. We are using the for loop to complete the action. We have used a for loop and nested for loop to perform this action. So the for loop will be for I equals to 0, I smaller than the size, and I plus plus. And the nested for loop will be the for j equals to 0, j smaller than the size, and j plus plus. If the value of I is equal to value of j, the LED state will be high, And if the value of I is not equal to value of j, the LED state will be low, and we will write the digital write the state and the pin to the Arduino board, and send the status to the serial board and loop it until the button is pressed. Pattern 2, which pattern 2 require us to blink the LED simultaneously. So initially declare the boolean of the state is low and integer j equals to 0, while j is smaller than 2 and integer I equals to 0, we switch the j. So when the j is equal to 0, it will be 0, while I smaller than the size, which is 3, and the LED's I dot state will equal to the and digital write the pin to the state. So all the LEDs I will and I++ and send the status to the serial port, and then break out to the J++. So the J will become 1 and it will switch to case 1. So while I is smaller than the size, which is 3, the LED's I dot state will equals to not state, which means the state will become high. And digital write the spin and the state will be high, so all the LED will be on, and it will be repeating until the button is pressed again. Pattern 3, which pattern 3 require us to blink the LED alternately, and we use do while loop to complete the action. So firstly, we declare the static bool state equals to low and integer I equals to 0. So we do LED's I dot state will be equals to I modulus 2 equals to 0 or not. If yes, the state will be low. If not, the state will be high. And digital write LED's I dot pin and LED's I dot state and I++, while I is smaller than the size, and it will send the status to the serial port, and then the state will equals to not state, which means it will change to high, and repeat the loop until the button is pressed. And then I will talk about the next function, which is send status. Okay, so the status function will require the 3 arguments, which is the pattern, the LED LEDs, and the size. So if you print out the current pattern, and print the input pattern, which is 1 or 2 or 3. And for in I equals to 0, I smaller than the size, I++, and serial print LED, and serial print I plus 1, and serial print the state is equal, either is on or off. Okay, so if the LED's I dot state is high, it will be on. If it is low, it will be off. And that's all for the explanation of the coding, and show the output of the coding using the serial monitor. So firstly, we will see that it will show the current pattern 1 and it will blink sequentially. So it will be the pattern 1. And next, we will press the button, and then it will change to current pattern 2, and the state will be on, off, which is blink simultaneously. And then we will press the button again, and it will show current pattern is 3 and on, off, which is blink alternately. And when we press the button again, it will back to current pattern is 1, which is blink the LEDs sequentially.
Okay, so firstly, initially it will be pattern 1, which will blink the LED sequentially. And next, when the button is pressed, it will blink simultaneously, and it will blink all at the same time and off at the same time. And when the button is pressed again, it will blink alternately, which is the pattern 3. And when the button is pressed again, it will back to the first pattern, which is blink sequentially. That's all for the demonstration.